Okay, I just wanted to document a project I've been involved with. This isn't really to do with Canvas, but it's got a lot of Python and a bit of JavaScript in here as well. So actually, this is a project that I started work on when I first started working in the School of Life Sciences, to do with module choices for our students. So we've got a couple of programs where students have quite a lot of choice as to what modules they choose across their entire degree pathway. And it's quite difficult sometimes for students to make those choices because they don't see all of the information they need to see up front. Information like what prerequisites will they have to do to be able to do another module. Okay, and there's a lot of clicking and a lot of fussing for them to get that information right in their head. Sometimes the information is not even available to them, so it makes it doubly difficult. So the objective here was to make a little tool that could quickly build a map of their chosen modules across their program. So to get the information in here, what I've done, which I'm not going to talk too much about, is I've completely scraped out another university script system that we have called Curriculum Manager, and that system allows us to administrate all of our courses, give a lot of detail on their learning objectives and the assessments, and that's mostly an administrative. Students don't see that, that's mostly for administration purposes. But there's a lot of good information in there, and I have scraped that out, and I'll probably make another video on that at some point in order to build the data set that I need to run this web app. Okay, the web app's built in Django, which is a Python framework, and you're just looking at the front end. I'm going through a bit of a black phase at the moment, you might have noticed. So it's just a simple black and white design here. So this is what the students will see. I'm going to look at the biological sciences program to begin with. So when students go there, they will see all of the modules that they can take over a 3-year period. And what you can see here is it's divided into semesters, and everything in a big white block here are required for them to take. So typically all our students in the first semester of their first year on this program have to do all of these, okay? And then they get to choose what they're going to do in the second semester. And they can, anything that's in a kind of bright white here, they can choose. Let's do some biochemistry in our second semester, and you'll notice as I start to select courses in my second semester, that makes courses in my second year available, and that's because I've met that prerequisite for that course. So that's really useful because then students can tune this and they can see what they have to do in order to take modules in later years. So let's do biochemistry, let's do biochemical methods, which I think is a lab course. See that brought up another lab in the second year. And right now I've got 90 credits, so it's going to keep track of how many credits I've got. I'll have to get 120 for each year. Let's do Introduction to Genetics, and then let's do Organic Chemistry as well. Gosh, yes, we've got a bit of a biochemistry vibe going on there. So you can see here, once that meets the 120 credit threshold, it grades everything out in my first year. I can't make any more choices, and I can start to make choices in my second year. So I'm just gonna whip through these and make sure I've got everything I want. Let's do cell signaling. Let's do a couple of practical labs in my second module. How many modules have I got? 82.5. I need a few more than that. Okay, let's do molecular, and then let's do another one in my first semester. Okay, I need another 7.5 from somewhere. There we go. Okay, and then I can see what choices I've got for my third year as well. Again, things that I have to do are highlighted in white. There are a couple of rules here, so I can add these rules on an ad hoc basis using the database backend for this. I'll show you that in a second. So it says here I must choose either Life 355 or Life 399. So I'm going to choose Life 399. Let's do some human clinical cell signaling. Oh, I think I'm a bit too heavy in the semester one there, so I'm just going to take that off and do this. Molecular medicine, data handling. Let's do clinical, and then let's do this one as well. And there you go. That's grayed everything else out. So that's everything. That could be my entire year. So my entire program, if I want it to be. So students can have a good look and start to plan all of their modules up front. You'll notice that whenever I scroll over a module, it does tend to bring up the prerequisites for me to see directly. This works well on a mobile device as well. Other things to know, I can create a transcript of everything, so I can get rid of all the choices I haven't selected and then just right click and print that, and that'll print it out as a nice single page. It won't be a single page, but a single list of all of those choices as well. There we go, if I wanted to show anybody. Or I can clear that, or more useful, I can share that. So if you share it, it copies the link of all my choices to a URL. And if I was to send that to somebody else and they click on it, they would see, it would recreate this page for them. Okay, and that's really useful because I can do things like build these pathways. So within the database, I've got another table with a list of those, particular URLs I've used to build up a pathway. So I could call this one biochemistry and something, a molecular and biochemistry or something like that. But I could also create my own pathway for something else. So I've created one here earlier called Animals and Ecology, and that will pre-populate this tool with all of the modules I want to take if I had a bit of an ecology flavor that I wanted to get throughout my program as well. And that's pretty much it. So let me just quickly show you the database for this. It's just a simple Django database. So let me come out of this if I can. I've forgotten how to do that. Oh, yeah, here we go. And what I'll do here is I'll go to admin. I'm already logged in. There's a load of stuff here because it's part of my Canvas Wizards project. But you can see here I can add new modules. So there's loads of modules in here in addition to the life ones where I've just scraped these out of Program Manager, Curriculum Manager it's called now. I can add programs. So the only ones that are visible at the moment are these ones, but there's a lot more in there as well. And I've got my rules. So if I want to put a little label at the head of every year and say, well, you must do this or you must do that, then I can add those in as well. So anyone can administrate it. So this is really for a program director to administrate the web app and make sure it looks how they want it to look. Okay, so there you go. Right, so that's pretty much it. And it's at the moment it's all running at canvaswizards.org.uk as well. So there you go. Hope you had fun watching that.